My name is Omar. I am 8 years old. I live in a big house in Riyadh. My house is always full of people. There is Mama and Baba, of course. Then there is my big sister, Noura. She is 12 and thinks she knows everything. My little brother, Sami, is 5. He follows me everywhere, which is sometimes very annoying. But my favorite people are my grandparents, Jada and Jad. They live with us too. Jada tells the best stories. Jad always has candy in his pockets. Our house is never quiet. It is always filled with talking and laughing and sometimes yelling. I like it that way. Mama says our family is like a big warm blanket. We all fit together. Baba is the strong part of the blanket that keeps us safe. Mama is the soft part that makes everything comfortable. Noura is the pretty pattern, always trying to look perfect. Sami is a loose thread that is always getting into trouble. And me? I am the patch in the middle. I try to hold everyone together, especially when things get a little messy. It is a very important job. I take my job very seriously, even if no one else knows I'm doing it. My grandparents are the edges of the blanket. Jada's laugh is like the soft, fuzzy trim. It makes you feel cozy. She smells like cardamom and roses all the time. Jad is the sturdy seam that holds everything in. He has a big white beard that tickles when he kisses my cheek. He sits in his favorite chair by the window. He reads his newspaper and sips his tea very slowly. He sees everything that happens in our house. He doesn't say much, but when he does, everyone listens. He is very wise. Living in Riyadh is fun. The sun is always very bright. The city is big and busy, but my favorite place in the whole world is inside our house. It is where all my favorite people are. It is where the best food is cooked. It is where I feel most like me, Omar. Even when Noura is being bossy or Sami is pulling my shirt, I know I belong here. This is my family. This is my home. And something exciting was about to happen. It was a very special day. Today was a very important day. It was Eid al-Fitr. It's a big holiday after Ramadan. It means lots of family, lots of food, and lots of presents. I woke up extra early. The sun was just starting to peek into my window. I could already smell wonderful things coming from the kitchen. Mama and Jada were already awake. They were cooking for the big feast we would have later. All our cousins and aunts and uncles were coming over. Our house was going to be even more full and even more noisy than usual. I could not wait. I put on my new thobe. It was crisp and white. Baba helped me put on my shema, the red and white scarf on my head. He made sure it was just right. "Now you look like a handsome young man, Omar," he said with a big smile. Noura was wearing a beautiful green dress that sparkled. Even Sami looked nice in his little thobe, but he already had a small smudge of something on his sleeve. Mama just sighed and wiped it off with a smile. We were all ready for the big day. The whole house felt like it was buzzing with excitement. The doorbell started ringing in the afternoon. Soon the house was filled with my cousins. They ran all over the place. The grown-ups sat in the living room. They drank tea and talked and laughed. The sound was like happy music. My Uncle Hassan arrived with his wife, my Aunt Fatima. Uncle Hassan always tells the funniest jokes. Aunt Fatima gives the best hugs. My cousins, Layla and Yusuf, ran straight to the backyard to play. I wanted to play too, but I had a very important job. I had to watch the food table. Mama had made so much food. There was a big platter of rice with lamb. There were bowls of hummus and mutabal. There were shiny stuffed grape leaves called warak inab. Jada had made her special sambusas. They are little triangles filled with cheese and meat. They are my favorite. Everything looked so delicious. I stood there like a guard. I made sure Sami did not try to sneak a taste before it was time to eat. It was a very hard job because I wanted to sneak a taste too. But I was a responsible guard. Just before we were all about to eat, there was a problem. A big problem. Uncle Hassan let out a loud groan. "Oh no," he said, looking very sad. "I forgot the za'atar manakish." Everyone stopped talking. The whole room became quiet. Uncle Hassan always brings a big tray of warm flatbread covered in za'atar. It's a special spice mix with sesame seeds. It is his special contribution to every family feast. He looked so disappointed in himself. "The bakery was so busy it completely slipped my mind," he explained. Aunt Fatima patted his arm. "It's okay, Habibi," she said softly. But Uncle Hassan still looked sad. My cousin Layla started to pout. She loved the za'atar bread more than anyone. I saw Mama and Jada whisper to each other in the kitchen. They looked worried. A feast without Uncle Hassan's za'atar bread felt incomplete. It was like a story with a missing page. I felt bad for my uncle. He always made everyone else laugh, and now he was the one who was not smiling. I knew something had to be done. Suddenly Jada clapped her hands together. "Nonsense," she declared, her voice strong and clear. "We do not need a bakery. We have a kitchen. And we have flour." Baba's eyes lit up. "And I have the best za'atar mix from the souk," he added. Noura, who usually just sits and looks pretty, spoke up. "I can help mix the dough," she said, surprising everyone. Even I knew what I could do. "I can help roll it out," I shouted. Sammy jumped up and down, yelling, "I can help eat it." And just like that, we had a plan. It was Operation Za'atar Rescue. Uncle Hassan looked surprised, and then a slow smile spread across his face. He followed Jada into the kitchen. Mama pulled out the big mixing bowl. Baba got the jar of spices. Noura rolled up the sleeves of her sparkly dress. I washed my hands very, very well. We were not just going to wait for food anymore. We were going to make the feast complete all together. The kitchen, which was already a busy place, turned into a happy storm of activity. The kitchen became a wonderful mess. Jada showed Noura how to mix the flour and water and yeast. Noura's hands were covered in sticky dough and she was laughing. Baba measured out the olive oil and the special za'atar. He let me stir it. The smell was amazing, like herbs and earth. Uncle Hassan helped me roll out little circles of dough. My circles were not perfectly round. Some looked like bumpy clouds and one looked like a cat. Uncle Hassan said they were the most beautiful dough circles he had ever seen. Even Sammy helped by sprinkling sesame seeds, though most of them ended up on the floor. Mama slid the trays into the hot oven. We all waited. We peeked through the little glass window on the oven door. We watched the dough circles puff up. We saw the za'atar on top start to sizzle and turn a beautiful golden brown. In just a few minutes, the whole house was filled with the warm, toasty smell of fresh bread. My stomach rumbled so loudly that Jad laughed his big, booming laugh. It was the best smell in the world. It was the smell of our family, working together to fix a problem. When the manakish came out of the oven, everyone cheered. They were not as perfect as the ones from the bakery, but they were better. They were our manakish. We put the tray on the table, right in the middle of all the other food. Uncle Hassan took the first bite. His eyes closed and he smiled the biggest smile of the day. "This is the best za'atar manakish I have ever tasted," he said. And we all knew he meant it. We all sat down and finally we ate our big Eid feast. Everything tasted extra delicious. That day I learned something important. A family is not just about living in the same house or eating together. It is about helping each other. It's about turning a problem into something fun. It is about making your own za'atar bread when the bakery forgets. Even when we disagree or make a mess or forget things, our love holds us together. It makes everything better. It is like the warm, sticky dough that became our perfect, not-so-perfect bread. It was the best Eid ever.